What's up everybody, this is Danny, and I get to look at a ton of Android phones every month. From flagships to budget phones to mid-rangers, and there's no doubt that some of the most innovative and most interesting phones are coming from China. I have looked at a ton here on the channel, but I want to show you what I think is the most interesting and most detailed Android experience I've yet to see from a manufacturer. So I want to introduce you to the Smartisan T1 smartphone. Okay, before you can say, man, here's just another cheap Chinese phone, the attention to detail and the overall experience will make you think otherwise. Unboxing the T1 will show you exactly how thought out this experience was meant to be, with the accessories purposely placed in a calculated manner. The T1 comes in two colors, and I have both here, but I'm really digging this black one. The materials used here are pretty unique. The frame is made of a combo of fiberglass, stainless steel, and reinforced polycarbonate resin to give it a solid construction feel, and the phone feels premium and weighty in the hand. The overall design is clean, but I know most of you are out there thinking this looks very similar to an iPhone 4 or 4S in design, but I don't necessarily think that this is a bad thing, for arguably, in my opinion, the iPhone 4 was one of the best designed iPhones ever. In fact, the T1 won the iF Design Gold Award over the iPhone 6 in 2015. There is glass on the front and the back, and the speakers are placed on the bottom, and even down to the removable back on the T1 to get to the SIM card. It will remind you of the iPhone. It comes off with a few screws, and even down to the tool provided and the extra screws included, the level of thoughtfulness is insane. Even the USB cord has a convex and a concave side to let you know exactly which side goes up. It's not USB-C however, but clever anyways in design. Even down to where the proximity and ambient light sensors are stored, the construction is very well thought out. The button layout is where you start to see the unique approach of the Smartisan T1. The power button is rounded at the top to match the 3.5mm headphone jack, and on both sides you see what looks like volume rockers instead of individual switches, and these are customizable depending on whether you are right-handed or left-handed. Now this makes total sense, for most designs are made for one experience, where this one has the user in mind to give the most comfortable experience when using your smartphone. You can change the volume of course, toggle the screen brightness, and even make quick launch gestures like opening the camera and taking a screenshot by pressing them both at the same time. There are three physical buttons on the bottom with a very small LED light built into the middle home button, and the two side buttons are customizable between the back, multitasking, or grid view. So let's go ahead and get the specs out of the way. The T1 features a 5-inch 1080p JDI IPS display with a Snapdragon 801 quad-core processor, 2GB of RAM, and of course there's NFC, Bluetooth 4.0, LTE, 802.11 AC Wi-Fi, and much more. This doesn't seem that impressive today, but this is pretty impressive knowing that this phone is about a year old. And the performance is really snappy as well and really fluid, and even though this is not the highest spec phone, it performs really well. A lot of that though I think has to do with the simplified software here on the T1. What you see is a very basic large grid-based launcher like you would maybe see on an easy mode on some other devices, and some of you might find it easier to navigate due to its clean and simple interface. If you're like me though, you can always get back to the traditional Android experience with the stock launcher. The interface and menus look like an older version of iOS, and Apple's influence is evident here for sure, for I think an ex-Apple engineer helped in the process and development of the T1. The good thing is the navigations of the settings are not cluttered and not overwhelming like on some other Android devices, and things are exactly where they should be. The most interesting and important aspect of the software in my opinion are probably the level of user experience customization, even down to the OCD settings where you can hide icon labels, gadgets, and wipe to clear icon notification badges. There are a few other things notable on the Smartisan T1 as well. On the back there is a 13 megapixel camera, which is a Sony IMX214 sensor with a clean and easy camera interface, and the night mode here is probably the most interesting. It takes multiple pictures, and with some software processing magic, it helps to reduce noise. Also, for audio lovers out there, this phone has a Texas Instruments OPA 2604 chip that helps audio to sound fuller and bring back the sound of compressed music. There's a lot more features that I could go over on the Smartisan T1, but it's not scheduled to be released here in the US. So why do I find this product interesting? Is because either this phone or something similar to this just passed through the FCC, so I know they have something up their sleeves, and this could possibly be launched here in the US and worldwide. There are even rumors of maybe a Smartisan T2 coming with the upcoming Snapdragon 820 processor. So you never know where you might see one of their products in the future. I always welcome unique Android phones that elevate the user experience and bring something different to the game, and that's the beauty of Android. It's a platform where the vision of the individual manufacturer can come to fruition and influence the way we see and use smartphones today. When the T2 comes out, I can't wait to check it out because I like some of the things that Smartisan is doing. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure you slap that like button real quick, and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already for more content like this, and I will see you guys in the next video.